Hey, salut à tous, j'espère que vous allez bien, c'est parti, on se retrouve sur Vampyr, let's go. Du coup on se retrouve pour la suite de Vampyr. Donc la dernière fois on a pas mal parlé à pas mal de monde. Donc là normalement on devrait trouver le journaliste, on va voir si c'est lui. Et après on va trouver cette fameuse Dorothy Crane.
Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
What is a journalist doing in
Voilà, on
this
va commencer
borough
par les
after
questions
sunset?
normales.
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Ok. Merci pour ces petites infos. On est d'accord, c'est par là. Ouais. c'est une femme. Bonjour.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it?
C'est une conversation
Very well.
profonde, dis donc.
Goodbye then.
Je sais pas si je vais là du coup, si je monte ou pas. Pour aller de l'autre côté. N'importe rien, tu vois, gueule. Ça sert à quoi de monter là? Trouver une boîte aux lettres. Ok. Hop. Je vais la checker vite fait ici.
Hello again, miss. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Après,
Very
ça
well.
se trouve, elle est muette, hein, tout
Goodbye
simplement.
then.
Ce serait possible. Ce n'est qu'une supposition. Allez, où ta boîte aux lettres là? Une boîte aux lettres au bord là? Réfléchis, réfléchis. Ah, je veux bien la trouver ta boîte aux lettres, mais j'ai l'impression d'être Miro là. Là.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Ok. D'abord, il faut que j'aille là.
It's locked.
Putain, ça m'énerve, je suis un vampire. Putain, je peux sauter et faire des trucs. Ok, par là, je peux pas passer. Je peux peut-être rentrer dans l'église là. Même pas. Bon, je vais retourner là-bas. T'as mis pas moyen, un passage secret là. Putain, mais change-toi en chauve-souris, vole, fais un truc.
Protection against malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
Ouais, mec, t'inquiète. Quoi, les petits. Je sais pas si vous, dites-moi si jamais vous avez les mêmes lags, mais moi j'ai des lags, mais c'est abusé quoi. Ok, un petit scan. Salut toi. Ultime. On a vu avec la super caméra. Ok, la base. Tac, 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 ouais, j'ai checké. Je devais aller au fond. Je sais pas s'il faut que j'aille là ou si c'est planqué le mec. Ouais. Il est là. Dans le cimetière. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Oh!
Some of us come to the...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Allez, raconte-moi
Are you
un peu ta
aware
life.
that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
T'as cru que j'étais Superman là? Je suis super-héros de tout le monde ou quoi?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
C'est pas faux.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Ouais.
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your words would have touched her sensitive nature. I only see a dreadful disease.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Ok, normalement on a assez d'infos là.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Ok. Avant ça, je veux juste aller discuter. Quoi là, y'a pas quelque chose d'intéressant là? On va aller discuter avec la camélia qui est juste là.
Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well. Goodbye then.
C'est une conversation très poussée vraiment. C'est moi si on avait des conversations comme ça avec tout le monde, ça serait vite réglé.
Good evening, Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Pourquoi pas, s'il y a moyen vite fait de... Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Merde.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe
Ça
Clayton's
m'énerve que ça répète
courage
15
will
fois les mêmes
erode
trucs comme ça, on
with
peut pas
time,
checker là.
until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Ça c'est clair, je suis totalement d'accord.
Are you talking from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Voilà, ça c'est fait. On va aller à l'objectif, sinon on va jamais se sortir. Trouver un moyen d'entrer. On va le convaincre. Pourquoi je peux pas le charmer là? Tac tac, hop.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Niveau 2 de charme requis. Là c'est bloqué du coup.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Il y a des trucs à ramasser. Non. Voilà, ça c'est bon. Ça on prend.
It's locked.
Là on ramasse. Ah, excuse-moi, d'abord je fouille toute ta baraque, je prends tes sous, tout ça. Ensuite je vais...
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
D'accord. Je sais pas, elle pourrait écrire sur un bout de papier, quoi.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
Ouais, je suis un gars bien.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man. who only has memories of better times to cherish.
D'accord, tac tac.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Ok. Ah merde, juste un truc.
Yes?
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Ok.
Well, if you feel all right, that's fine. Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Pour ça, faut que je fasse tous les traitements là pour que je leur donne à tous pour que ça se passe bien dans les quartiers. Ok, check. Bon bah du coup les amis, ça va être la même. On va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Hein. Pour l'instant, on l'a pas encore vu. Hein. 2 épisodes, on a encore. Donc le prochain épisode, on va la voir. Dorothy. Donc du coup, je vous dis à très bientôt pour la suite. Allez, ciao ciao.